Hey guys, how are you all doing today? It's your friend Matt here again, and welcome back to another Borderlands 2 video. Today's video is, well, first of all, let me just say I want to thank you guys for the extremely huge amount of support on the Interfacer versus Conference Call video that I did a week ago, and I was thinking before I uploaded that video if I wanted to make this into a series or not, and after seeing the amount of support that you guys showed on that video, I've decided that I'm definitely going to turn this into a series and try to make it as good as possible. And today this series is going to be the Seraph versus the Legendary series. But today's episode we have two of the most highly praised weapons in Borderlands 2. We have the Tattler versus the Slagga, and we'll be seeing which one is better today. And last episode I gave my own personal opinions on which was better, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to let you guys decide which weapon that you would rather use. But anyways, I'm going to read off the Borderlands wiki pages for both of these weapons first in order to give you guys the basic facts before I start comparing them in different ways. I will not read the usage and description page, part of the page on the Borderlands wiki, because it's very long, so it'll seem short, but if you guys want a basic full overview of the weapons, you can go on the Borderlands wiki page yourself and look at the usage and description, but I will only be reading the special weapon effects and the basic top of the page. Slagga. Slagga is a legendary submachine gun manufactured by the Bandits. Slagga is obtained randomly from any suitable loot source, but has an increased chance to drop from Tattler and Jimbo Hodunk located in the dust. If you guys don't know who they are basically the bosses of the Hodunk clan, and they can be what do you call it? They can be available to you if you do the quest A Clan War, which you can get from the Sanctuary bounty board. In the end of that quest, you have to side with the Zafford clan and then kill the Hodunk clan, so then you will have a chance to kill the Hodunk bosses and obtain this weapon. Special weapon effects, Blagaga. Always slag elements, fires 3 slag projectiles per shot at the cost of 1 SMG ammo. High chance to slag. If you guys don't know, Slagga usually has around a 25% chance to slag an enemy, which is super duper good for an SMG. Anyways, moving on to the Tattler now. Tattler is a Seraph submachine gun manufactured by the Bandits. The Tattler can be obtained by trading with the Seraph vendor in Oasis or as a rare drop from Hyperius, the Invincible, and Master Yi, the Invincible. Special weapon effects. If thou'st wouldst snitched. Okay, my old English sucks. Acquire thine stop. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. Always spawns with a blade accessory. Fires 2 slow-moving projectiles with a large spread at the cost of 1 ammo. So those are the basic facts about the two weapons. Now we're gonna be looking at comparing the differences and stuff like that. Oh, I also want to point out I just made a bit of a mistake right there. The Borderlands wiki page says fires 2 slow-moving projectiles with a large spread at the cost of 1 ammo, but after the most recent Seraph patch, it actually fires 3 moving projectiles with a large spread, and so it's very similar to the Slagga in that way now, and it's much more powerful. So just want to point that out before anybody corrects me in the comment section. One of the most noticeable differences about these two weapons is definitely the damage projection. If you guys can see, the Tattler is much more better than the Slagga in terms of damage, because it just does so much more damage, of course, and the Slagga is weak compared to the Tattler. However, the Slagga, with that, the Slagga is much more accurate than the Tattler. As you can see right now in the footage in the background, I'm testing out the different weapon spreads, not the weapon spreads, sorry, the bullet spreads on these two doors right here, and as you can see with the Tattler, it's just very inaccurate because the bullet spreads aim down sight and hip firing is super wide along the doorway, and with the Slagga it's much more compact. The bullet spread is much more compact and it's much more accurate with less recoil, and that is one of the things that makes the Slagga better than the Tattler, and damage projection of course is one thing that makes the Tattler better than the Slagga. So moving on, what does the Slagga have that the Tattler does not have? Well, of course, why is it called Slagga? Because it has slag element, and a lot of people forget that about the Slagga. They just think to use it because it's so good, it has a lot of damage, doesn't consume a lot of ammo, but it should be used as a slag weapon. That's the main point of it. So you want to slag an enemy, and then switch over to, in my case, what I'm using is the Varrook against these Savages and Witch Doctors, and I'm just inflicting tons and tons of damage on these guys. And if you guys don't know, slagged enemies take twice as much damage, and some people forget that about the Slagga. They just like to use it on its own because they think it's the best weapon in the game, but honestly it is a slag weapon. This is the way it's supposed to be used, and when you use this weapon, slag an enemy, and then switch over to a different elemental type, it is extremely powerful. So now moving on, we are once again back in Candlerack's Crag, except we are now using the Tattler to see how well this Seraph submachine gun fares against the different Witch Doctors and the Savages, and you'll see that the Tattler becomes much much weaker compared to the combination of the Slagga and the Varrook, because these guys are susceptible to fire damage. So combined with the fire Varrook and the Slag, it is just an insane combination, doing twice as much damage as normal with the fire element. It kills these guys extremely quickly, and you'll see with the Tattler that I'm using now, it's taking much longer to actually kill the enemies, because there's no elements on it. And if you guys don't know, or may know already, Sir Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt, most of the enemies are armored, and I don't mean armored as in they're susceptible to corrosive damage like the health bar, I mean the yellow health bar, but I mean they're armored as in they have masks, they have shields, so it's very hard to get shots on these guys, and in fact it's almost impossible to get critical hits because you have to shoot them from behind in order to do that. And with that, it is a pretty big downfall to the Tattler, and it doesn't project as much damage as it normally would against any other enemies. And of course the Slagga, the combination of the Slagga and another elemental effect weapon are extremely powerful. So anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys get a good understanding on both of these weapons and decide which one is better for yourself. Anyways, that's all I really got to say. I'm going to try to make this series as good as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be seeing you later. Goodbye.